This is a LEGO passenger train from 2003, and this is a LEGO passenger train from 2022. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at and ranking all 7 LEGO passenger trains released since 2003 from worst to best. We'll also be discussing some rumours about future LEGO trains, so stick around until the end. So before we dive into the ranking or lay out the rules, this list is my opinion, so there's a good chance you'll disagree with it. Feel free to let me know your personal rankings in the comments below. I will only be including LEGO passenger trains made since 2003, which as of 2025 are 5 LEGO City trains, 1 World City train, and 1 Creator Expert train. I will only include the modern style passenger trains, so steam trains with passenger carriages don't count. But let me know if you'd be interested in a video ranking every LEGO steam train or every LEGO cargo train. And the reason I'm only doing recent trains is because LEGO has been making trains for nearly 100 years, and they've been made of plastic for over 60 of them, so there's just so many that are long before my time. I will also be excluding the Hobby train set from 2007, because that's like 14 different sets. With those out of the way, let's get into it. Coming in at number 7, we have the high-speed train from LEGO World City in 2003. Before LEGO City, there was World City, an interesting sub-theme to say the least, which boasted heaps of train-related sets as well as a bunch of fire, police and coast guard themed builds, basically the earlier version of LEGO City. One of these sets was this long white train called High Speed Train, which used the classic LEGO 9-volt system. This train had a very uniquely shaped front that never fails to remind me of a bird for whatever reason. And whilst I do like it, I think it's one of the weaker LEGO passenger trains in recent years. I know I'm stretching the word recent a bit. The main set only included 1 locomotive and a passenger car, but what's really fascinating about this one is that they also released the locomotive and passenger car separately as well, allowing you to make a full train. Also fascinatingly, this LEGO set was released during some colour transitions, when light grey turned to light bluish grey and brown turned into reddish brown. So the single versions of this train released in 2004 have the updated colours, and the original set may contain these new colours and may not, depending on what time the specific copy was produced. So definitely a unique train in a unique time period for LEGO. They never did anything like this again with their train sets, which at least makes this one very memorable for that one specific reason. And I do think it looks really good even 22 years later, but it is not my absolute favourite. In the 6th position, we have the very first LEGO City train, which debuted in 2006, the year after LEGO City released. For nearly 20 years now, we have had a LEGO City passenger train every 4 years, beginning in 2006, followed by 2010, 2014, 2018, and 2022. And each of those stays on shelves right up until the next one releases, or at least close to. Now, for those of you who are terrible at math, you may have concluded that the next passenger train is due in 2029. But for those of you who aren't, then 2026 is when we are obviously due for the next entry. These releases have also always been accompanied by a cargo or freight train every time, but the difference with the cargo trains is that there was also extra city ones in 2011 and 2015, whereas the city passenger trains have never had one outside of the normal 4-year cycle. So the passenger train from 2006, simply called passenger train, started it all, at least in terms of LEGO City. As mentioned before, LEGO has been making trains since the 1930s. Stylistically, the passenger train was very similar to the high-speed train from World City 3 years prior, being a white high-speed bullet train with a coloured stripe on both sides. They also both share the claim of having a unique moulded front piece that only appeared in each of those sets. Functionally, the passenger train from 2006 used the very short-lived 9-volt remote control system, which only appeared in this set and the Cargo Train Deluxe from the same year. This train also contained lights, which is actually a relatively rare function to come in the box these days, as you'll soon see. And unlike the former train, this set included a locomotive, a middle carriage, and an empty locomotive at the back to form a 3-car electric train. Just like the high-speed train, I really do appreciate it, but it's not my favourite train set. In the 5th spot, we jump ahead 80 years to the LEGO High-Speed Passenger Train from 2014. This is a set I fondly remember from my childhood. 2014 was a very important year for me in relation to LEGO, as it's when I was probably the most heavily invested in the toy brand, before a slow decline in interest over the next few years. The 2020s is a different story, but not one for today. Part of the reason that this specific set is so ingrained into my memory is due to the LEGO catalogues. We'll show an image if I can find one, but I remember when they used to go all out and build an entire city in these catalogues tailored to each theme. I remember the 2014 one had like 2 or 3 of these trains alongside a couple of that year's cargo train, and the scene just looks so cool. However, I was unable to get this set until just last year, and upon closer inspection and further reflection, it's pretty good, but not incredible. I can't help but draw comparisons between this and the last 2 trains we talked about, and in many ways this set actually feels like a remake of the 2006 train, even though it was released only 8 years later. This set uses the power function system of control first introduced in 2007 and first used on a LEGO train in 2010. I don't have any of the 9-volt LEGO trains, ones or the remote control ones from 2006, so I can't say how much of an improvement over the previous one this system is, but from standalone experience, power functions is good, though the speed dials can be pretty touchy. This train also can be equipped with lights, however you have to buy them separately, which is unfortunate. But overall, this one looks good and works well, once again utilising that one locomotive, one dead locomotive and one middle carriage design. The only problem is that it kind of blends in with the other two white high-speed trains. The fourth best LEGO passenger train, in my opinion, is the City Passenger Train from 2010. One of the first two LEGO trains to utilise the power function system, this train looks fantastic, being white and red. But unlike the one from 4 years prior, this train is primarily red, which gives it a nice and unique look that is also reminiscent of the Airport Shuttle, one of the few LEGO monorails ever produced and a classic set that is heavily lauded by fans worldwide. This passenger train is also memorable to me personally because it is one of the two drivable trains featured in LEGO City Undercover, alongside the Emerald Knight, and that video game is an absolute gem. It is probably the single best LEGO game ever made. This one also omits lights, sadly, but once again they are easily equipable if you purchase them separately. In fact, most LEGO City trains are designed to have lights built in there, even if they don't come in the set itself. This is once again an electric train. LEGO is from Denmark and there's a lot of electric trains in Europe, so that makes sense, and I don't mind the way the pantographs look on these LEGO trains, although honestly the older style is better than the newer ones in my opinion. Once again, this features a locomotive, a passenger car and a dead locomotive at the opposite end, which I only keep bringing up because they changed that style later on, but the red passenger train from 2010 is a very nice and very memorable train. In the third spot, we have the most recent train on the list so far, the Express Passenger Train from 2022. Honestly, the names of all of these are kind of frivolous. I'm pretty sure they're all basically the same speed when they have full batteries, and this set doesn't really specify what the word express means in this context, so realistically the names only serve to differentiate them. This set uses the powered up system, the successor to power functions, and a vast improvement in my opinion. The set includes lights as well, a first for a powered up train, whereas the previous ones only facilitated the option. The train features a lime green and black colour scheme, which I believe may be the first lime green train in LEGO, and it also features a locomotive with two passenger cars. The passenger cars are longer than the usual size and feature doors for the very first time, a realistic and very welcome addition. The benefit of having two regular carriages and a front is that it allows you to buy two of these sets and put them back to back for a 6-car long train, whereas before you would have had to buy or build 3 extra middle carriages to achieve the same result. So I like how they've been doing this on the last two. The nose is brick built here, which looks good, but I prefer the custom molded pieces if I'm being honest. The Express train is the only one actually still available at the time of writing, and it's nearly 3 years old already, so if you don't have a passenger train yet, then I recommend you get this one. Especially since it'll be on sale at a lot of places. I got mine from Amazon last month for nearly 30% off. In second place is the LEGO City Passenger Train from 2018. This one holds a very special place in my heart. This was the first remote control LEGO train I ever got, so I have quite a fondness for it. This was one of the two sets that debuted the powered up system that is still being used even 6 years later, and it is coloured in LEGO's striking shade of bright light orange mixed with a bit of dark blue. At this point now, a regular or light blue passenger train is one of the more prominent colours we are missing. I would also love to see a purple passenger train, mainly because I live in a state where purple is a major colour in the livery of our passenger trains. I also really love the front in this train, so much so that I actually have multiple extras of this piece. And the shape reminds me very much of a V-Line Velocity train, a very common sight in Victoria. There's also the previously mentioned ability to easily buy two and connect them back to back, this being the first city train they used the one loco 2 carriages rule on. The actual carriage design is almost identical to the high-speed passenger train on the exterior, just with a colour swap, but in hindsight it looks weird without doors. Thanks for warping my perspective, Express Train. Yet again, no lights here, but it was designed with them in mind, although this does require the newer powered up light piece that only appears in 3 different sets, as well as a standalone polybag. But I love the 2018 passenger train and I cannot wait to see what 2026's passenger train is. But the number one position goes not to a LEGO City set, but to a LEGO Creator Expert set, the Horizon Express. This set comes from back when LEGO Icons was called Creator Expert, and this is based on a real-life TGV train. And this train looks fantastic. The angles all over it are, dare I say, ahead of their time, and the techniques are extremely creative. The colours are great as well. We don't usually get orange LEGO trains. This also features the buy two and put them back to back shtick, although that would be rather costly seamlessly these days. The only thing I don't like about this set is the way that the back two carriages are connected to each other, so they're not very easily detachable, but that's honestly a minor issue. And this is yet again light and motor equipable. A fantastic set, the Horizon Express really makes me wish that we got a LEGO theme that does real life trains, akin to what Speed Champions does. But yes, the Horizon Express is my favourite LEGO passenger train. Though, before we end the video, let's discuss some rumours. There is currently a rumour floating around about a LEGO City Arctic train set releasing this year. The set may or may not have had an image leaked recently, it may or may not still use the powered up system, and it may or may not introduce 2 brand new track pieces. But that's all just speculation, of course. Wink wink. Now, initially I was like, why are they releasing a city train set in an odd numbered year when we were due for a passenger and cargo train next year? But I guess this will just count as an extra one like the heavy hauler and red cargo trains. But we'll just have to wait and see what 2026 brings. Thank you for watching this long LEGO train rant. Leave a comment if you would like to see more LEGO train content from me, and let me know your personal rankings in the comments below. That's been all for today, folks. Have a great day and see you in the next video.